Hello class, this class is English 110 and we are working in the book, the third edition, Writing for Life. Welcome to Writing for Life. We're going to start with chapter 1, and in this slide will give us a snapshot version of the entire program and the entire course. So we're going to start out with pre-writing, working with brainstorming and free writing, and then developing questions from the brainstorms and the free write, and then from there, research. While we are in the pre-writing stage, we're then going to take that information and create an outline. And in doing that, we're going to create a concept map. The concept map is preliminary to creating the outline. It's going to help us develop a really good outline. And then we're going to be using graphic organizers to complete different types of writing and using outline form in order to create those graphic organizers, which will help us establish our writing goal. The next thing we're going to be doing is creating a draft, and that is the very first writing sample that you do after you've done your pre-writing techniques. In your draft, we're going to learn how to create topic sentences and find main ideas and create supporting details within your paragraphs, such as examples, facts, opinions, testimonies, reasoning, personal observation. And then after we've completed our paragraphs, we're going to go back and revise and do some peer editing. The editing process is essential in having another set of eyes look at your work, especially other students that are in the classroom, as well as an instructor or a tutor, a professional tutor, possibly in the Innovation Center. When you've finished your writing, you do need to have someone proofread it. It does not have to be a professional. It can be anyone, just to check for spelling errors. And the last thing we'll be doing is creating and submitting your final draft. In Chapter 1, we're going to prepare for learning about writing and discuss how writing is an essential. We're going to take a look at preparing to learn about writing and looking at a student's writer's response in the book, and then preparing to learn about writing. So it should be no revelation that students sometimes have a bad attitude about writing. In fact, this is the very last thing that students want to do, is sit down and write, because they in the past maybe have struggled, or they just never thought of themselves as being a good writer. So anyone can become a good writer. It just takes some strategies and skills to get to that point. In Chapter 1, it's all about identifying those preconceptions and then breaking them down so that we can then replace that with a plan. So whenever you do submit anything in writing, and that's work or school, you need to first have a plan. In learning to write well is having the ability to express yourself, influence others, and when you do gain those necessary writing skills, you will be able to compete better in the job market. So what I would like you to do is click on these two links and read the two articles that give you an idea of cultivating exceptional writing skills, and it actually gives you some writing samples and examples of why writing skills are important in the job market. And then we're going to lay the foundation for Writing for Life. It doesn't matter what school you go to, it doesn't matter what job you're in, writing skills are going to be imperative across all. Learning requires preparation, so you don't just sit down and type something up quickly within 2 minutes and send it off to either your instructor or boss. That's not how you write. What you do is you have to set aside time and set a goal, and you have to determine what the task is that you have to complete and the audience that you're going to be writing it to. Gather the tools, the supplies, and then go ahead and plan your course. And in action, you start out with the writing process. So the writing process starts with your pre-writing, which means you get your paper and your pen and you just start writing down things, ideas, brainstorm, put them in, start putting them in a structured format. Then go to the computer, start typing up your ideas and start putting them together. And you do have to type it off a lot. And, you don't just type 1 or 2 sentences. You do have to type it off a lot. So if a thought comes to your mind, you sit down, you write it. From that information, you then start developing your first draft. You then revise, and then you proofread. We'll get more into depth, into detail later on chapters for these 4 writing processes.